culture, the worst thing you can be is a heterosexual Christian male in the current culture they're constructing. You gonna leave that for your kids? You gonna do nothing about it? And I'm talking to those, you ain't even gotta be a believer, just a man. You gonna leave that for your kids and grandkids? That the culture is going to demand that they hop on board with the LGBTQ, silent P, transphobic lifestyle if they want to get ahead. That's what you're going to leave for your kids and your daughters. That they have to marry some switch-hitting, don't know who he is, man. That's what you're going to leave for your daughters. Christian nationalism is the belief that the American nation is defined by Christianity and that the government should take active steps to keep it that way. I don't have a problem with that. That definition does not bother me. I call me a Christian nationalist every day of the week. I'm not an idiot. Any understanding of this country and its founding and why it became the greatest country in the history of the world and why it became the safest, most prosperous, most protected space country on the planet for black people and for everybody is because it was founded in Christian values and biblical principles. This isn't up for debate. It's not disputed. It's a fact.
And, do these people, you go on MSNBC or CNN and they're saying, oh, well, the judge and this was, it's done and it must have been done with the highest level of sensitivity. And cut me a break, right? These documents, okay, let's take what you said on the face of it. If these documents were taken out 2 years ago when he left office, then why all of a sudden in the middle of a midterm year when all of his candidates are running the table in these primaries, now suddenly it's a national security disaster when they've been sitting there for 2 years? Yeah, no, I don't buy it. Doesn't pass the smell test. The timing of this is exactly as it looks like. And Governor DeSantis, by the way, so the FBI knows what they're doing. Merrick Garland knows what he signed off on. Chris Wray knew that this was going to happen when he went to the Senate to testify last week. He already knew. And I'm sure, by the way, the chief of staff of the White House, Ron Klain, probably informed President Biden about this while he's up there in quarantine, sitting away inside the White House.
Women are supposed to be men and men are supposed to be women. And, that's diversity, inclusion, and equity. Jimmy Fallon, let's bring on Saucy Santana and Vanity Fair. Let's profile Rachel Maddow as a lumberjack. The chaos will continue.
It looks like she's auditioning to be part of that Squeal Team 6 that frees Brittany Griner from the Russian prison with some of the other black women that we saw on Twitter, over the weekend.
Did you call it Squeal Team 6?
Yeah.
Oh, God. When a white person mimics our behavior, we should pretend, that we fell to pieces and we're just damaged for life, and that white person's life must be ruined. Because once we ruin their life, our life will be so much better. We all know this. This is the game. We call ourselves the N-word. When a gang member smokes a that's a sign of affection. That's a sign of love. When he busts a cap in a that's love. But when a coach reads an iPad and says that word, black people fall to the ground. Oh my God! Oh Lord Jesus! I've been hit with the N-word by a white man. Oh, take me home right now, Lord Jesus. Brent Venables doesn't believe what he wrote there either. He's saying what he thinks he has to say to survive and to recruit. He's, first-year head coach, replacing a guy that was very successful, producing all these Heisman Trophy quarterbacks, exciting offense. And so he's in a tough spot. He needs to recruit, and he knows that the players are controlled by social media. And he knows that if they don't take this kind of action, if he doesn't say these kind of things, he leaves himself vulnerable to social media, and that can take on a life of its own. And so Donald Trump, when he throws a party, he don't serve Hennessy and he don't play rap music. And so he don't like us, and I'm not gonna like his party. And the Democrats, not only do they serve Hennessy, they serve weed and they play rap music. And I like socializing with them, and they're my friends. And it doesn't matter that every policy that they prescribe for us further emasculates the black man. And so that's when you started talking about we're long past the revolt. This is why I will say specifically to your grandfather, as a black man who sounds like he's just 5, 6, 7 years older than me, we should have revolted from the Democratic Party when they started passing all of these rules to empower the black woman so that she doesn't need us, want us, depend on us. They completely emasculated us, and we should be irate about it.
A clash between Ilhan and myself would have had global attention. And they're still trying to keep me off of the spotlight from my days in the NBA. And I forced my way into the political arena. And if I had gotten through this primary, Ilhan was going to be in the fight of her life from an intellectual standpoint, and they knew that. And it's not so much about could I beat Ilhan this time. The question is who can crack the mold that will allow for blacks to not be used as the calling card to vote Democrat in blind faith. That's what the question is, and it is a very serious question. And there aren't a plethora of individuals who can speak truth to the communities that you and I come from well enough to really change their hearts and minds.